Today, we're dissecting an absolute masterclass in suspense. We're talking about the cinematic thriller, The Silent Vault of the Subterranean Capital. We're going to break down exactly how this fictional narrative uses physical architecture to literally control your heartbeat. Let's just jump right in. Now, the entire narrative hinges on this single, absolutely captivating hook. What if a massive secret city exists deep underground? We're not just imagining a standard hidden bunker here, like those real-life ones built under luxury hotels back in the Cold War. No, the story asks us to picture a sprawling, fully functional metropolis hiding in plain sight directly beneath the streets of Washington, D.C. It instantly grabs you, right? Because it plays on that universal curiosity we all have about hidden spaces and government secrets. This fictional scenario establishes that this colossal facility was built with a very specific, high-stakes purpose: to protect the nation's leaders during a catastrophic global event. By rooting the fiction in a setting we all recognize, the nation's capital, the story takes an unbelievable premise and anchors it in a very believable reality. Section 1, The President's Secret City. Let's look at this macro-level facility. Okay, let's dive into this infrastructure, because the scale is just mind-blowing. As the story's camera descends beneath the city, we're introduced to this enormous hidden world. It's packed with massive circular command centers, heavy-duty military bunkers, and, get this, multi-level underground highways. It's completely self-sustaining, practically dripping with advanced technology. And the narrative purpose of establishing this environment? Absolutely crucial. By showing us this highly active, perfectly normal-seeming underground world, the creators are setting a baseline of control and security. Everything is running smoothly. It's a total marvel of engineering. You feel safe here, mainly because the environment is just so heavily managed and high-tech. So let's see how this builds right into the conflict. Section 2, the encrypted emergency transmission. A total system disruption. System disruption, suddenly, boom, everything changes. That absolute control of the bunker, totally gone. Screens flickering, red emergency lights flashing, alarms sounding. The pacing of the story shifts instantly into overdrive. This high-tech sanctuary is thrown into a complete sensory overload. The creators use this visual and auditory chaos to literally rip us out of our comfort zone. You have this perfectly ordered military environment that is suddenly gripped by an unknown, uncontrollable event. A mysterious encrypted transmission just emerges out of nowhere. It cuts right through their state-of-the-art security, and the sheer suddenness of the disruption creates this immediate heart-pounding panic. Now, what's really interesting here is the impossible geography this presents. The military personnel track this mysterious transmission, but they don't find it coming from the outside world. No, they trace it deeper underground. They realize the signal is actually originating from a section of the complex that was believed to be permanently sealed. It's a brilliant twist. The threat isn't coming from some nuclear strike above, it's coming from inside the house. Or actually, scratch that, from beneath the foundation of the house. By placing the source of the chaos in a forgotten, impenetrable zone, the story forces its characters to confront the unknown right in their own supposedly secure backyard. Section 3, Descent into Abandoned Tunnels. And this brilliantly illustrates the genius of the setting's design. On one hand, you have the active upper levels, sleek, brightly lit, futuristic, and heavily populated. We just talked about how safe that felt. But as our investigator descends, the author completely strips away that modern safety net. You enter the deep tunnels, the heavy smoke, the rusted pipes, the physical decay, the faded warning signs. The advanced technology? Gone. The military backup? Gone. The story visually transports us back in time, replacing those sleek screens with total industrial decay. This stark shift in atmosphere makes you feel incredibly vulnerable, effectively isolating the investigator in a really hostile, forgotten environment. And then, the alarms fade. All that chaotic noise of the upper levels is just gone, replaced entirely by eerie silence. I mean, think about how terrifying that is. You are completely cut off. You're miles beneath the surface of the earth. Literally, the only thing you can hear is the sound of your own breathing and the hiss of escaping steam. Safe to say, this is the part of the movie where you're shouting at the screen, "Don't go in there." The creators dramatically slow down the pacing right here. After all that fast-paced panic of the system disruption, this profound silence builds an almost unbearable psychological tension. The isolation wraps around the investigator and us, the audience, forcing us to hold our breath as we navigate the pitch-black depths of these abandoned corridors, just following that phantom signal. Section 4, The Ancient Sealed Vault. The absolute deepest level. Our investigator finally reaches the source of the signal, This enormous, ancient vault door hidden at the very deepest, darkest level of this underground city. And then, the impossible happens. Without anyone or anything touching it, the massive door slowly unlocks all by itself. The heavy mechanisms grind open, and an intense, blinding white light pours out from within the vault, piercing right through those dark, steam-filled tunnels. It is just a breathtaking, climactic moment. After all that rust, the darkness, and the silence, this brilliant light signifies something incredibly powerful and entirely unknown waiting inside. But just as the investigator prepares to step into the light, the story cuts to black. It leaves the mystery completely unsolved. And that brings us to the end of our breakdown. Now, it's really important to remember that this entire scenario, the underground city, the transmission, the vault, it's purely fictional, created specifically for entertainment and suspense. And wow, what a masterful exercise in suspense it is. By abruptly ending the narrative at the exact peak of tension, the creators make the ultimate storytelling move. They hand the narrative right over to you. They force your mind to fill in the blanks. So as we wrap up this explainer, I'm going to leave you with the very question the creators intended to burn into your brain. In a world of forgotten secrets deep beneath the Capitol, what do you think lies beyond the door?